This is the Fisherman's Wharf number 2 in Monterey, California. This is the morning after the incident occurred. Um, Normally it's all pretty busy. There's businesses and people fishing on this pier. But the night before, it was getting late and getting dark. Me and Ann just went out there to check it out, see what it was like, and we got to the end of the pier, and there was a kid looking over the side, jumping up and down, talking on his cell phone. We stopped the car and looked over, and an adult was diving off the pier into the water, so we knew something not good was going on, and we um, went over to look, and there was a man and a girl out in the water, struggling. Uh, there was debris all around them and bubbles coming up from under them. They weren't able to swim, so they were just trying to keep afloat, and they weren't keeping afloat. They were drowning. That's why the guy dove in, and he went out there and tried to help them, and it really wasn't going any better once he got out there, because they were all just grabbing each other and pulling each other down, pretty much panicking. So they were hollering and everything, and starting to go under, and I asked this kid what they were saying, and he said they're saying, help us, help us. So anyway, I jumped in right about then and swam out, grabbed the girl from the guys, and tried to just calm the guys down. Everybody was pretty shaken up. The water was just around 50, so it was cold, and these guys had been in for a little while. So we started swimming over. I swam with the girl toward under the pier, and the other two guys, now that they didn't have the girl, they just kind of could come along with us, and somehow we made it to under the pier where these tires are chained up there as boat bumpers, and we just grabbed onto like a rope and a cable, and held on until the first responders came. They dropped down a rope and a buoy to a life buoy, and I grabbed that, and they kind of walked us along the pier, and we kind of swam while they were walking. And there was a rebar ladder attached to the pier, and fireman came down that, and he grabbed the girl from me, and then he went up, and then I climbed out, and the other guy that dove in, he got helped out up the ladder. The other guy who initially was in with the girl, that was her dad, he had to get totally helped out. I didn't see that happen. They took and once we got out, we found out that what had happened. A dad and daughter were sitting up there in their truck, and they were going to leave, and the guy hit the gas instead of the brake or something, and he went just flying off the pier out into the water. Truck, as it sank, they must have got out. And that's what it was like when we looked out. We just saw them. We didn't know there was a truck down at the bottom. Now it was about 20 feet deep there. They said 20 to 25. But yeah, so I was shivering pretty bad, so just kind of got all my wet clothes taken off, and put on some blankets, and we gave a police statement, and we just left. And then all the news people and everybody came out and they made these reports, which I'll attach here. I think everybody's okay though, which is the best thing.
All new at 11, a rescue after a truck goes over the railing at the Monterey Fisherman's Wharf number 2 tonight. Monterey Fire Department tells KION that a man was in the car with his daughter when he accidentally put the car in drive and hit the gas, ending it over the edge. A pair of witnesses jumped in to help get them to safety. No one was injured, but because of that cold water, the father and daughter were sent to the hospital. There were no reports of any damage to the wharf area.
A car that drove into the Monterey Bay Thursday night has been pulled out. This operation conducted this morning. It went off the side of Monterey's Wharf 2 with 2 people inside. A third person jumped into the water to help. All 3 were rescued. 2 people were treated for exposure to the cold ocean water. The fire department hired the company today to lift that vehicle out of the water using flotation devices. The team then hauled that vehicle over to a pier where they were able to haul it out of the water and onto a tow truck. There's still no word on what led up to that vehicle ending up in the water.